Yes, sir, it's your man, Mikkel Bird, MacTown TV, MacTown Radio, the dopest show in every dimension. And don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to don't forget to hit that bell notification for all. And don't forget to drop a comment so we can get it popping. Now, today's subject is your life needs to be in your hands. Now, what I mean by that is a lot of people, whether they know it or not, subconsciously or even consciously, you need to know that in most cases, your life is probably not in your hands. And let me explain. If you live with your mom and dad, then your life is not in your hands. And I'm not necessarily trying to put a negative spin on things. I'm just pointing out the obvious. When you live with your mom and dad, your life is kind of like in their hands, right? Most young guys have to do this, even guys in their early 20s like me. I didn't leave home until I was 23. July 8th, 2004 was the time I left my house, and I was not living with my mom and my stepdad anymore. And I needed to move on to bigger and better things. Anyway, when you live with your parents, your life is in their hands to a degree because if they wanted to fuck your life up, they could. There's a million different ways somebody can fuck your life up. They can misplace you, displace you, put you in a position that you don't want to be in. Now, I don't know you guys, I don't know your situation. And so I'm not saying that, your parents would do that. I'm just simply stating that the opportunity is there. Your life is not in your hands because you live with them. Now, let's move on. Let's say that you live with roommates of any kind. Believe it or not, to a degree, your life is in their hands because, once again, if they wanted to do something to you, if they wanted to do something negative to you, if they wanted to fuck up your life, they could do so. There's a million different ways, right? It's all about the position you hold. Now, let's move on again. If you have a girlfriend who you live with or a wife who you live with, your life, to a degree, is in her hands, right? And vice versa. If you're a female, most of the people that watch my channel are probably men, but I digress. Because once again, and a lot of men have experienced, they've experienced that exact scenario where their girlfriend or their wife put them in a very compromising position. I can raise my hand and I can say that I was put in some very compromising positions in all three scenarios, right? Now, I'm not expecting your life to look exactly like my life, but when I lived with my mom and my stepdad, I was put into some compromising positions. When I was living with roommates, I was put into a compromising position. When I lived with my girlfriend who would soon become my wife, I was put into a lot of compromising positions where, everything felt like it was just upside down. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying your life looks like my life, but you need to think about these things, right? How much power do people hold over you? And is the opportunity there for someone to exercise power over you? That's important. So my advice is at least once in your life, you should live completely alone. You should have your own place, your own car, assuming you live in a place where you actually need a car. A lot of people don't, like me currently. And, that way you know what it feels like to be 100% in control of your life. And you're in a position where no one can exercise power over you, you see? No one can fuck your life up. You're at the wheel. You're in control. The lease is in your name, and you're the head of household, so to speak. Now, me currently, let me tell you what I did as a side note to give you some perspective. On November 6th, 2020, last year at this time, I took off from my condo, my 2-bedroom condo in Las Vegas, Nevada, to Medellin, Colombia, and I started living abroad, and I have been living abroad for over a year now, right? And I can tell you that I'm happier now than I've ever been in my life. I've got more money now than I've ever had in my life, and I've said this in previous videos. But I'm just trying to drive the point home. The fact of the matter is this. When I was living in Las Vegas, Nevada, in my 2-bedroom condo, I was there for two separate leases. The first lease was 18 months. Then I signed the lease again for 12 months. But so we're talking 30 months total. And I got to be honest with you, I started feeling really weird in that last year that I was there, because I kept seeing, my friends were taking vacations and spending long amounts of time in different parts of the world. And I was like, God, why am I not doing that? I kept asking myself, I'm younger than most of these guys that were doing it. But I kept asking myself, I've sort of hot glued myself to Las Vegas, and I didn't like that idea. I was like, I need the ability to be able to move. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, move around like a pinball. Like, the ultimate form of freedom is getting your passport and just bouncing around all over the world. And believe it or not, here's the craziest thing. It's that this lifestyle actually ended up being cheaper, a lot cheaper, thousands and thousands of dollars cheaper than when I lived in my 2-bedroom condo in Las Vegas, Nevada. I have lived in 5 different countries within the last year, and my lifestyle is much cheaper now, thanks to the low rent, the low bills, the low food, etc. And so I wish for everyone, watching this video and hearing me, that your life could be like that too at some point. And you should strive towards that, But first, before you can bounce around the world like a pinball, like your boy Mikhail Bird, you need to at least know what it feels like to be completely alone and to be completely in control of your life, where your life is in your hands. 100%, okay? Not 50%, not 75%, but 100% in your hands. And no one else responsible for you but you. And that's that, people. It's Mikhail Bird, MacTown TV, MacTown Radio, the dopest show in every dimension. And I'm out. Peace.